To survive in our current dispensation or our current economy, you need skills. And as a young person, having skills is even more important. This is because skills give you the ability to do something. And these days, if you cannot do anything, you cannot make ends meet, you cannot make income, you cannot improve your life, and you cannot grow. Now, in this video, I'm going to be talking you through this skill that I consider to be the single most important skill that has impacted my life and will impact your life if you take it to heart and you implement what I'm about to teach you. Now, I call this skill a gateway skill because it allows you to sort of learn other skills, and this is an important thing that everyone needs to have because we're in a gig economy where is skills that thrive. You need skills to be able to perform gigs to earn a living. Now, in this video, I'm going to talk you through the importance of having this skill and share with you some of the ways you can start to grow yourself in this area. So if this is something you are interested in, let's get into the video. Now, the skill I want to talk you through is the ability to learn. The ability to learn. There are a lot of memory trainers out there, a whole lot of people talking about learning and things. And I just wanted to add my voice to it and also share my personal story because about 5 to 6 years ago, I wasn't the person I am now. And I must say, all that I am now is highly attributed to my ability to learn and to grow in everything that I do. Now, I do a whole lot of things, and in each area, I've had to learn different skills, from making videos to a whole lot of other things. And if you cannot do these things, then you can't get that far. So I want to talk you through the why you need to learn and how you should learn. Now, consider our education system. Most people think that once you are done with school, that's it. And in fact, the average person reads one book once they leave school. Yeah, if you are in university, you may read a number of books per semester because it's academic work. But most people, immediately they leave school, that's the end of it. They are done with their education, they are done, and they are going to make money, they are going to enjoy their life, they are going to have fun, or they are going to do whatever they want to do with their life apart from learning. Now, the truth of the matter is that as humans, we are built to continuously grow. And in our current dispensation, if you cannot grow, reinvent yourself to be able to assume different tasks and roles and responsibilities and to do new things for yourself, you'd be left behind. And that's a fact. There are a lot of companies that just failing to innovate, failing to learn, failing to grow, failing to adapt. The companies are no longer in the system right now. And there are a lot of them I don't want to mention any of them, but there are a lot of them out there that are fallen victim to this. So I'm making this video to help you to overcome this. If you are having challenges in your life right now, what I'm about to teach you is going to help you and is going to help you to improve your life. Now, yes, it's not just about school because school will teach you a lot. And I mean, once school has done its part, it's up to you to do the rest. Now, most people will say that, yeah, the school system is not good. It's not bringing out the best of people, and we are not learning things from the school. And the truth is that people are learning from schools. And if you are going to talk about this debate, people will say, oh, this person quit school and made it. This person quit school and made it. Yeah, they quit school and they made it. But the truth is that if you look at what they did after school, you'd know that what they learned in school was really something they took to heart, and they practiced it when they quit school. So if you are in school and you think it's no use, please, you have to rethink your choices. Just that school is not enough. That's my point when it comes to this debate. School is not garbage, but it's not enough. If you want to really rise up to the top of your industry, to be the best and to lead your industry, you have to do beyond the average person, because everyone is going to school, they are getting a degree, you're all coming out the same. What makes you different from the next person? Averagely, there are about 60,000 Ghanaians who graduate the various tertiary institutions, nursing universities, technical universities, and what have you. So among all of these people, what sets you apart? I mean, they all have the certificate, they all have the degrees or whatever qualifications they get from the institutions that they attended. What makes you different from the next person? For me, I did economics, and if you ask me, I would say that uh, 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 this translates to what makes me different from the next economic student. What makes me different from the next economic student? Because we all acquire the same education, we all learn the same things in school, and we study in the same lectures, and we came out, we got the same certificate. Yeah, some have different classes, but in general, it's the same qualification that we all have. So what makes us different? And I believe this all boils down to your ability to learn and to grow. If you are not able to learn and to grow, you see that your colleagues are getting advanced, and they are getting promotions, they are making a whole lot of things out of their life, and you are probably just left behind. Now, personally, prior to me discovering the importance of learning, I was usually just around doing nothing and engaging in passive activities that would just let me to pass the time and also study for my grades at school. That was just it. But once I discovered this, I was able to transform myself into different things. Now I'm into marketing, digital marketing, and a whole lot of things. And these are things that I didn't even learn in school. If you look at my academic background, you wouldn't expect me to be in digital marketing right now because I never learned any of that in school. But I realized that learning was really important, and I defined it for myself. And my definition for learning wasn't limited to school because I knew that school wasn't enough. So I decided to start creating my own learning path, which enabled me to carve a different path for myself because I'm no longer pursuing economics actively, even though the information, the knowledge I acquired is really helpful to me right now. But I'm not pursuing economics as a field actively. I'm now into marketing. So the ability to learn has been able to help me to create this kind of career path for myself. So this thing I'm talking about is really important. If you want to look at the average CEO, they read about 60 books every year. That's 60 books every year. The year has 52 weeks, right? So if the year has 52 weeks, which means these guys read an average of one book every week. That's a lot of knowledge they are consuming. You must ask yourself, why are these guys, the top CEOs, consuming 60 books every year? And me, I'm not doing this. Because one definition for success is identify what you want to do, look for someone who has done it, go ahead and do it. And once you do that, it's just like a path. You follow what they do, and you are going to achieve the results that they achieve. So that's how it is. If you see that successful people or people that you admire, they are your mentors, they are doing something, you better start doing it. You may not understand why they do it in the first place, but once you get into the habit, you will realize that this thing is really a gold mine. Personally, I started reading books around 2014, 2013, 2014. I started with Rich Dad Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich. Then I read a book called Psychopictography. It's really about the mind creating things out of mental pictures. And these books really opened me up to the world of personal development, because personal development is basically about self-determination, the ability of people, anyone in particular, no matter your background, no matter your IQ level, because most people will say success is not really about your IQ level. No matter what you have the ability to make choices that would lead you to success. If only you have predetermined goals, you are driven, and you move into action. Now, the whole philosophy of personal development. You can develop yourself to achieve the success that you desire. So learning is a really important part of it. It's the reason why people who are into personal development go for a lot of events, because at events you can get to learn from people who inspire you. They read books, they listen to podcasts, and they do a whole lot of things. So I'm basically about to break down what I just explained. I've just done a rough overview of why you should learn, and I've mentioned a few ways you can do to learn. Now, we are in a world that is really competitive, and if you want to really succeed in this age and time, you have to be able to reinvent yourself almost every year. Almost every year. I mean, I'm not saying this based on any statistic, but from my personal journey, I've had to reinvent myself sometimes, even monthly, because you realize that, okay, this thing really fits my vision. I have to do it. Now, you don't have the skills, you don't have the knowledge in that area, you don't have the recognition, people don't know that this is something you do. How do you create that image? You have to learn. People who are really successful are those who are able to take an area, build a strong knowledge base on it, and also go ahead to create something in that area. There are people that currently cryptocurrencies are making a whole lot of fuss around. There are people who can just literally consume a lot of knowledge on cryptocurrencies, really understand how the markets work, and start investing. And before you realize, 2-3 months, they are making huge profit margins, and you'd wonder, how did they do it? I'm also going to do it. But you wouldn't know that they took a lot of time, a lot of headache, a lot of patience to learn before they actually went into this thing. Because I don't think it makes sense to just jump into something as volatile as cryptocurrencies. You need to be able to understand what you are doing, and it applies to everything that you are doing in your life. You don't just move because people are moving. You move because you know where you are moving to. So now you understand why you should learn. What are some of the ways I personally learn and improve my life? Now, one of the things I have to say is that, and the first should be observation. Now, personally, I'm a very quiet person, and I observe a lot. I try to make meaning out of things that I see. So I observe a lot. You don't need to. Sometimes, yeah, you need to be closer to observe, but sometimes you can observe from people's lives. I observe people's lives through social media, what they post, a whole lot of things. And from these observations, I'm learning. And you can look at people who have achieved success, observe their history, which is the reason why sometimes you need to read. Because if you are reading, then you are observing people's lives. You can read autobiographies and stuff like that. So moving to the next, you read. Reading is one of the ways that you can actively acquire knowledge, because observation is quite passive. Not passive, but you need to put some effort, but it's not as compared to reading. For you to be able to read, you need to be really engaged with the content that you are reading, and to think through it, to understand what the author is trying to say, to draw out the key points and the key actions that you can take to improve your life. So reading is one of the things that really benefited me, and I commit to reading at least a book every month, even though sometimes I go beyond that. But I commit to reading at least one book every month, because this is something that I've found to be extremely transformational. You should take me for that. So reading is another one. If you don't like reading, or reading is not your thing, you can do audiobooks. Audiobooks are a great way to also consume books without having to read. If you don't like long text, or you are too busy, there are apps or platforms that really summarize books to maybe 10 points. There are some of them that do that. They can summarize a full book into 10 points, which you can just consume in about 15 minutes. And even if those apps, some of them, they can even read the summary still to you. So please, there's no excuse to not reading. There are too many options that, if you really want to learn, you really want to improve your life, you can do something to consume knowledge or to consume books. Another way I learn through is reading articles, just basically online. If something comes up, usually when something comes up to your head, or my head, I try to just Google, see what it's about. If it's something interesting, I might want to read a book about it, and or read more articles on it before I finally get a book or something. So these are some of the ways you can begin to learn and to improve. And one of the ways that I've also found to be very transformative, especially if you want to learn hard skills, something like video editing, graphic design, script writing, a whole lot of things, public speaking. Take courses. Now, there's no excuse. People say, oh, I don't have money, and the platform charges in dollars, and a whole lot of things. But the truth is that, personally, I've paid for courses online, but most of the courses I've taken online were actually free. There are a whole lot of scholarships available, for one. Two, there are a whole lot of platforms that are free. And three, you can actually partner with someone, then you guys will split the fee, get an account, and pay. There are a whole lot of mechanisms that can help you to get an education without going to school through these platforms. So if you are really serious about this thing, some of the excuses, they don't count. They don't count. You just have to step in and start doing something. Before you realize, you would have acquired a whole lot of skills that will change your life. There are people that, yes, they start out maybe a banker, and before you realize they're a YouTuber, and YouTube gives them enough income to even quit their banking job. These things happen, and if you consider YouTube and banking, they are two different things. Probably they require different skills altogether, and such people will have to upgrade their skills to a certain level to achieve success in YouTube. So for you to be able to really survive in this economy, as I already said, we are in the gig economy, and if you are not cashing in on freelancing, the ability to do work from remote areas and things like that, you may end up just trading all of your time for money, which is to some extent not very good, because then you have less time on your hands because you're always working and things like that. So these are some of the top ways that I learn. Another one is also podcasting. Podcasts are a really good and passive way to learn in your commute. In Accra, for instance, there's a lot of traffic. People are always stuck in traffic. You can use your time there to listen to something inspirational, something educational, something that's going to give you knowledge that you can improve your life on. So these are some of the things that I personally do to learn, and I want to say that your ability to learn is probably the skill of the century, because we are really very competitive now. There are a whole lot of options for people. If you are a company, you'd experience this. Your industry, you are not the only player. Probably you are even a startup. There are bigger players there, and there's a whole lot of competition. If you are able to upgrade your skills to be able to create quality and to provide real value to your customers and clients, I mean, the big players will eat you alive. So these are some of the things you need to do if you want to really achieve that level of success. Start walking the talk instead of talking the talk, because sometimes if you talk too much, you begin to lose self-esteem, because I mean, you've talked so much, you yourself, you are tired of yourself, but you just feel the need to validate others. There's more power in keeping your goals and working at them than telling your goals to people and not working at them. So at this juncture, I'd like to end the video. It's already been a long video, and I hope that these approximately 20 minutes have been worth your time. My name is Enoch W. Kabange. If you are new to this channel of mine, please subscribe and leave any comments you have about this session and this video, and any other thing that you want to know about personal development that you need answers to, and I'll be sure to give you a response. Until my next video, thanks for watching.